Okay, assuming that you have created your floor plan and you're ready to put dimensions and labels. So let's try setting up your labels and dimension. So on. Okay. So let's start with labels, no? Katong text kay medyo dali ra. So I have prepared here para lang ni practice na to dimension. But for the label, so natay text here, similar pare-pareho ra word, no? Or any word processing software. So you can click that. And do not worry sa size kay you can change the font size anytime, no? So create lang tag box, no? Depende sa pila need. Okay. So here, maka-type, no? For example, you want to put in bedroom. Then you can adjust the size, no? So tanato ang size kay gamay ra kayo, no? This is 2.5, and remember we are using millimeter in our drawing. So the font size is at only 2.5 millimeter. So how do we change the font size na we can approximate nga visible siya sa ato ang drawing? So most of our dimensions kay involved in 1,000, no? By 1,000 kay building man, no? So probably let's just say ato ipot siya size nga 300, no? Enter. You need to press enter, no, to accept that size. And either you can choose here either annotative or standard. Okay, kaning annotative, this is the new for AutoCAD. Ang original version sa AutoCAD, no, walay annotative nga style. So mostly we use standard, no, standard. Pero do not worry about that kay this is for advanced settings na. So let's just use either annotative, standard. Dali lang tayo focus. Okay? So font style na to, depende sa inyong system, we can change that, no? So by default, we just use Arial. Color. So make sure ha kay di ba we have discussed about layers, no? So before mo mag-add og labels or text, make sure to set the layer to text para ma-correct ang iyang color. Okay? So let's just say nga mao na ni atong i-type bedroom, naman tayo lain, no? So tagsa-tagsa di man sentence or paragraph atong i-create. So after that, once you're done, just check it here, no? Close text editor. Okay, asa naman to ato ang text. Wala ko kita. Again. Wala ko i-accept. Text. Ang size 300. Enter. Ada. Waman to i-accept ganina to ang size. Gamay ka ito. Bedroom. Kuha na yun. Ito lang zoom out be. Bedroom. Adjust. Hindi na makasum out. Nalasa. So, danata. Check. Tara. So katong isa ganina kay gamay kay ito. Ito ko nung ako patong pangitaon to be. Kay wa man ni-accept ato ang font size nga gi-type diara ay somewhere here, no? Tara. Okay? So tara delete. And if you want to add more labels para dili ka magsigi og set, no, katong frequent settings na to o katong mga settings nga you can sige balik-balik og set ato, so you can either copy this pwede rin mo na i-copy, then put it to any part of your floor plan. Okay, once na-assign na nimo sa exact nga location, you can name it. Example, somewhere here, no? Just double click it, then we just say nga kani siya is our wash area. So you can type in wash area there, no? Sorry, check. Okay, now here we just saying this is our kitchen, so type here the kitchen, and click here, check. Got it? Okay, if you're not satisfied with the font size, so para uniform siya, ang katong original nimo, before nimo siya gi-copy, imo sang i-set pila gid ang font size nga appropriate for you, no? Kay wala man gid ningon exact nga standard sa size as long as it's visible. So example, sir, dako ra ang font, so you can adjust that to either 200, enter, no? Then check, then use this to copy to any other location sa floor plan. Kay medyo tedious kayo, no? If every time you're going to add new text, you click here, then you put somewhere there, no? Then you type, balik na pud kag settings diri, no? Mo sample, it's 200, no? Then you type here,
example ko
living room, then check. Awa na, tara. Okay, so it's more tedious kung balik-balik ka. Okay, we have other single line text. This is more easy to use, no, compared with multi-line, but ang settings puti, puti kayo ni siya settings. Example, okay, so if you want to use single line text, money ang original, no? This is the traditional way of putting labels in AutoCAD. Kani ang multi-line is new, no? Okay, single line text, you cannot create paragraph with this. Okay, single line text. First example, you want to label here, no? So you need to specify the start point of the text. Next is the height, no? So pila my height, let's just say we want it to be 300. Now, then direction sa text, kay you can write text vertically, no, using this single line text. Okay, so if you want this vertical, so i-point lang siya 90 degrees, then click that, no? So I'm not sure kung i-accept niya ako ang angle. Okay. It's just saying this is katong sit out. Oops. Okay. So that's it. So you need to enter twice sa end, no, to accept. Okay. Sir, kani di ni ma-vertical. Do not worry, kay pwede man sad ni nato ma-rotate, no? We can rotate text, no? Pwede ra na siya ma-rotate. You want. Then you can copy that or any angle you like, no? Depending on the orientation or available space where you want to put your label. Okay, so this is a single line text. Again, so if you want to put another single line text, example here, no? So let's just say start here, then the height is 300. Let's say 300. Then the angle is 0. Para straight na siya, no? Let's just say here we put the garage. Then we need to press enter twice to accept. And for easy labeling, you don't need to use text every time, no? So you just use copy, same with that, no? Then copy that to any place you want to put your labels. And when you want to edit, just double click that, then you can just type new label, no? Example, this is your garden here. Okay, then enter. Then here you want this to be your pool. You have a pool somewhere there. Okay, That's how you put your labels. So, murag sayo naman siguro, ay, sorry naman, wait. So, I think it's easy enough. Right? Let's proceed. Now, for Windows, mobile, and web user, so, sa yun ra, no, it's easy to put labels. The only difference is the settings. No? So we have fewer settings in our web and mobile platform. Okay, so I think there's not much a problem with labeling. The problem here is in our dimensionings. No? Dimensioning. Tala na reason para way gubot. Okay, let's just focus on our dimension. Okay, for web and mobile users, I'm sorry, you don't have much control on your dimensions. So still, you can put dimensions on your drawing, but you cannot customize your dimension. So for my basic requirements in this activity, as long as you have dimension your drawing in a proper layer assignment, I think it's just enough. No? Only the Windows user that can customize their dimensions. Every detail of the dimensions can be customized. So just listen up, no? But this is not useful to web and mobile. Windows ra jud ni. Okay? So still, dimension is part of the annotation. Okay, either you want to use this wizard, no, for dimensioning to create multiple types of dimension, so you just can put like that. But the problem, we cannot see exactly the arrow size because it's too small, and also here, no, it's too small for our drawing. Okay, ako ning gi-scale ang drawing approximate size ato ang building, no? Bayad na 1,000 ang measurement. So in the middle here, you can see na the length is 11,000, or this is approximately 11 meters, no? Kay 11,000 millimeter. Okay. So how do we customize our dimension? So saan na to pag-customize? Okay. So klase na i-reason na. Okay. To visualize our every step of the settings, no, in our dimensions, so I'll be providing this drawing as our preview. Okay, so again, so I'll either want to use this or linear. So we have a different type of dimensions. No, we can either use linear, aligned, angle, or angular. No, arc length, radius for the circle. No, we have also diameter for the circle. So, and if you want it ang result is xy, no, values. So this is not commonly used. So kaning nasa first 3 yung na top man commonly used, no, especially kaning number 1. So let's just say linear. So we'll dimension that here. Do not worry about the arrow size, the text. Okay, we will customize this dimension. Okay, so in your work, we have a layer settings for your dimensions. So it is red. So I just create na lang para klaro nga it's the dimension. No? It's red and this is 1. Okay, close it. I'll transfer this layer, no, to dimension. Okay, oops, sorry, I clicked the box. Right, there we are. So I'll be adding more dimensions. So let's just say here, here. I'm sorry, forgot to set it. And another dimension here, and another dimension for here, and now this looks like very crowded, and we cannot see the values again because it is small. So let's zoom in. It's very small. Okay. Okay, these are the steps. To go to the settings for our dimensions for Windows user only, okay, this is not available in mobile and web. So click this part, kaning bottom part, kanang mga names, sa annotation. Then you can click it here, dimension style. Click that, then we can access this dialog box. So from here, we can customize our dimensions. Okay, currently this dimensions is set to ISO 25. So since the settings for ISO 25 is not is too small for us, we can modify this one, or we can create new dimension. So new dimension settings, because in a drawing you can set up multiple settings for your dimensions. Okay, in a complete or very detailed floor plans, especially if you have all the plumbings, the wirings, you need to set different colors for the dimensions or labels, so you can create multiple style. But in our activity, single na ta, so either you want to use this one or to create new. So from here, so since I'll be using ISO 25, I will just modify, make sure it is selected, then just modify it. Now we will just modify from there. Okay, now so for our basic setup, for dimensions, I will talk about for our primary units. Okay, then text, then symbols and arrows, then the lines. Okay, so we will just set this up, because if we're going to look at the tabs, for our modification of our units, we have tolerances, alternate units, primary units, fit, text, symbols and arrows and lines, but for the sake of our discussion and our topic, so we will not go over to everything. So we'll just go over to the basics. With the units, this is very important, and the text, so that we can see the text. We can see the text clearly, so that we can control the text. Symbols and arrows, para makontrol na sa nato ang sizes sa arrows, and the line, the lines used for dimension. Okay, so let's start with units. Okay. Format is decimal. Now the decimal separator by default here is comma, but in the Philippines we use period, so I need to change that to period. Okay, then the round off, so 0, depending on your accuracy, if you want it to be accurate. Okay, so we have trailing zeros, So, if uncheck ni ang trailing zeros, and let's just say, atong butangan og daghang zero ang decimal, no? So, we'll just set this few at a times, no? Then we will see what's the result. Okay, so I'll press okay. Close. So, usa may nakita nga difference. So, since we cannot see the unit, so we cannot actually see until we zoom it in, no? As you can see, 0,0000, no? After sa decimal. Now, you don't need this kind of information sa in your dimension. Okay, 0.000 have no value, so it's better for me, no? It's better I'm going to remove the trailing zeros. Going to remove that. And I limit if kung 9 decimal value, either you limit it to 4 or 2 decimal values, it's up to you, no? So, if going to remove trailing zeros, then okay, close. So, since no values ang 0.0000, yan ang i-remove, no? Dili na i-display. Not unless naging exact number ang decimal. Kung wala, yan ang automatically i-remove. If you have checked the trailing, because this is called zero suppression settings here, no? Yang i-suppress ang zeros. Okay? So, ato lang na i-check para i-remove ang trailing zeros. Okay? So, that's for the unit. Diha lang ha, basic settings for our unit. Okay, if you want to put the exact or the correct symbol for the unit, example kay mm man ta, no? If you want to add here mm for the suffix is nasa end, no? Prefix kay before sa value, no? So, okay ha, check. So, 9 mm. So, it's up to you on how you control your dimension. So, but mostly, dili ni butangan, no? You don't put mm kay sa title block. Sometimes, the unit used will be put there, no? In the title block or in the detail part sa description part sa drawing. Kaya hassle kayo, every time you put a unit, there's a unit symbol. Very tedious also. And more crowded sa imong drawing. So, but mostly, if you look at plans, no, there's no unit in the dimensions. But it's not illegal if you want to put units in the dimensions. Okay? So, next, let's go to text. Now, we're going to solve the problem, no, for our text. I'll just need to close this para ma-update. Okay, so I'll just zoom it out. Okay. So that we can see how the text size changes. No? Okay, let's go back to our dimension. Let's modify it. Then let's go to text. Under text, as you can see, the height is just 2.5. So 2.5 mm. It's really hard to find it, no, sa base size ato ang drawing. So usually let's just start with 100. Just see if you're satisfied with the height, no? Okay, let's start with the height. Press okay, close. Is 100 enough for you? I think still small, no? So let's modify it again. And let's just say we'll make it 200. Okay. Is 200 enough for you? If you say yes, so it's good. Actually, 200 is already visible, no? So if not, you can still increase the size. Okay. we'll just stop by 300. Let's check. Okay, so I think 300 is bigger, no? So if you have too many dimensions and this size will become too crowded for your drawing, so you can either decrease the size. Okay, now next, okay, we have other settings for our dimensions. Style, we can change the style, no? So here the style is area. If you want to change the font style of your dimension, so example lang, I like to change this to let's just say Courier. Do not put height here because we will be setting the height in the dimension. Okay, if you want to put height here, sometimes this will be blacked out. Dili na siya changeable here, no? Okay, we have already set here, no? If this is 0, so changeable lang height. So do not change that. Just leave it. You just putting the font size. Close. Okay, so let's try kung update. Now we will just close this dialog box. Okay, so na-change ang font. Different na. Okay, let's go back again and modify. So you have changed the style according to the font you like. But make sure choose a standard type of font. No, ayaw tong mga cursive na style. Okay, it's not a standard for the engineering plan. Okay, dili man ta maghimo og greetings card or anything, no. We need legible or clear type font in your plan. Okay, now placement. Now here, let's talk about placement. Placement for our text is above vertically, no? So that's why it's above. No? And it's centered siya diha, no, sa iyang alignment. So let's start with vertical alignment. Let's just say that centered, no? We'll choose it centered. Look what will happen. We put it below, so ato siya sa ilaw. Up there. So if you put it outside, you can put it outside, below, and this is a standard, no, GIS. So we'll just leave it centered, no, because I like it centered. Horizontal, pwedeng nasa other side. So this is, I don't think this is appropriate, so we just leave this at the center. Okay, for horizontal alignment, so we just leave it at the center. Okay, and view direction should be left to right. Ayaw balihan, no? Okay. Ana lang. Now, here we have offset from dim line, or this is offset from dimension line. What is offset from dimension line? Okay. Check here that the text and the dimension line actually it looks like that they are attached, no, but actually there's a very small space of 0.625. So we will make that bigger, no. Let's just say 100 mm, no, space. Okay, check what will happen. Then it will go back to the center because we changed that to the center. So as you can see, there is now a space between the number and the line. Okay, so this is the offset from dimension line na dash. Okay, so we're going to add more. Let's just say 200. Okay, then close. So mo increase that ang size or space. Okay. Let's just say I'm satisfied with the spacing. So I'm good with here. Text alignment. So align with dimension line. So okay na. Okay. Let's move to arrows and symbols and arrows, no? So we will now modify the symbols and arrows. Okay. Here, arrowheads. Now we can choose what type of arrowheads we like. So depending on the discipline also, mostly for architectural drawing, we have the so-called architectural tick. But the problem here, Windows mobile user only can change this. In the web and app, I mean in the mobile and web app, we cannot change these arrowheads, no? Arrow size, so we want to change arrow size. Let's just say I would like to make it 200. Okay. So now we can see the architectural text. If this is a mechanical drawing, so in mechanical drawing, usually use an arrow, no? Either a closed arrow or na open, no? Kaning na ay blank. So just closed arrow. So it will become an arrowhead. Okay. If that's too small for you, so we can increase the size of arrowhead. Just say 500. Just make it 2 big. Just become bigger. Okay. So if you are drawing a floor plan, so this oblique or architectural text is the best option, no? So, and we have more settings for architectural text actually, no? So you just put it. I will just be using architectural text. Okay. Para makita ninyo ang 4 options, no? Actually, this is too large, but I'll just leave it like that. Okay, let's go back to our ISO 25. Proceed na ta sa atong ISO 25. Okay, let's continue modifying our dimensions. Okay, so here, I'll just put that to none for center marks. We'll not be using that. Okay, so let's just say we're satisfied with the arrowheads, no? So because we're using only arrows and symbols to change the settings for our arrowheads. Okay, let's go to lines. Let's customize these lines, no, used in our dimension. Okay, let's start extend beyond ticks. Okay, this option is not available if you are using arrowheads, no? It's not available. Okay, extend beyond ticks. Let's just say I'll put that 100. So, okay, tatapunan na. Okay, I'll increase more because it's too small. I'm not sure if you have seen the difference. I'll just make this, let's just say 500. Klaro kayong ilapas. Okay, here. This is extend beyond tick. If you are using arrowhead, so there is no option like this, no? Okay. So another settings to complement this type of settings na nilapas diha is this one, extend beyond dimension lines. To complement this, I'll just say I'll make here also a 500, extend beyond dimension lines. Okay, lapas sad ni diri rata kutob nagset, no? But nay extra line here and extra line here, no? So extra to complement that settings. Okay, it's up to you on how you use that settings. All right, next, baseline spacing. So I'll just leave it like that. Now we will not be using these settings. let's just go offset from origin. This is more useful. Okay, so offset from origin is where you started your measurement. Example, this is where start, no? So the space between our dimension and our drawing. So let's just say the space is 300. Okay, so that's the space. And as you can see here sa arc, no? So nice space. Pero medyo saman. Dool ra. So to make it more elaborate, we will increase the space. Let's just say the space is 1000. See, make it more elaborate. So you can increase the space if you like. If you want your dimension to be fixed, you can also do that, no? So here, so we can here, just make this an example. So here we can adjust our dimensions, rearrange it if you like. Okay, actually we can rearrange our dimensions if you like, no? So we can drag it, and also the text. If you want this text, if this text is obstructing something, you can actually use or move this text from the side, for example, from that side. So we can rearrange our dimension. Dili siya fix, kay nabutang na, permanent na siya, no? We can rearrange it. Okay, so we are almost done on our settings. Now another option is to create a fixed length of extension line, no? Fixed length. So I want to make a dimensional fix siya 500 ang length. Yay, no? Sumubo na siya. Wherever I drag this dimension line, no? Dili mo stretch na siya. Why? Fix ra iyang length by 500. Asa man nag-start ang measurement sa 500? It's from here, no? From here to here, it's 500. And we extend our dimension line to 500, and 500 mo na nga, mura nag-equal na sila, no? Okay. So, let's just say I'll increase the size. I'll make this 1000. So, ma-increase at siya. It's up to you on how you use this. Okay. So, as for now, commonly used is not fixed and dimension line. Mostly ang used is offset from origin. Okay, so it's up to you how much value you put in there, as long as it is clear, no? Ma-separate ang drawing from the dimension. Or dili kay siya gubutan out. Alright? Are we good? So let's put back this again. So here we only set the dimension lines here. Kanya wala na to nag-check. We did not suppress that. And these two settings here, no? Okay. Symbols and arrows, we change our arrowheads. So it's up to you if you like to use closed arrow. But in architectural drawing, this is commonly used, no? Architectural tick. Then text, we change the text size to 300. So you can customize this one, or you can change here, no? Here you can change here the font style, no? Pwede mo i-click here to change the font style. Then the units, so we change the unit, no? So we can control the units here. Okay, so that's it. Now let's move on to the web. Since very limited ang web, so dili mo ka-beautify sa inyo dimensions. But do not worry, since I know the limitation, so dili kay nako i-strict as long as you have put the dimensions correctly. Okay, let's go to web AutoCAD. and the okay side. Use the template. Okay. So I'll just put a box here, no, para manetong sampulan of dimension. Just say 1,000. Okay. So since we have a very limited way to dimension things, so what we can do is just assign it to the proper layer, no. Let's say color. That's it. Then go to your dimension. Click. Then go to your dimension prompt to annotate. No? Then just click that. Sorry. So, no additional settings. No. Actually, this is a dimension complete, but ang sizes it's too small. We cannot actually change anything here. No? Either we use the standard or annotative. Okay. So we don't have much control, but dimensions is here, no? Correct dimension is here. Correct value. And you have the arrow size here. And there is also a space here, no? So gagmay lang kayo. Actually, we need to zoom in. There's a space. But for our current drawing, okay, by the 1,000 man atong drawing, dili siya visible. But still, I want to see if you have put the proper dimensions in your drawing, because I can check if your drawing is exact ang measurement. Ma-check man ako if correct ang mga measurements. Okay, so I can just zoom directly here. Check your dimensions. Okay, so not much. And also for the mobile, still the same, no? You can add dimensions, but you cannot customize. So imong dimension for web and mobile, ingon ani ra ako makita, no? Dimension ka diha. No? Or actually you can use like that, no? Tap that. Okay? So not much settings. So you cannot modify or beautify, customize your dimensions. But you can add dimensions. This is only now possible if you're going to draw this in the web. Then open this, download this and open to our Windows version para ma-modify. But for web platform only, so this is the limit, no? And also for our mobile. For mobile user, still the same. Okay. First, let me create a rectangle. Let's just say this is 8,000 here, and here 5,000. If you want to dimension this drawing, actually the dimension is actually in here, no? But there's no other option. You cannot dimension angles or radius, just this one, align, no? So here is tap that there, tap it here, then you can put your dimensions. But also same, put this in a proper layer. Di lang ako demonstrate how, no? You know naman how to switch layers. So the dimension is still here. Sorry, we're going to zoom it in. So the dimension is there, no? It's just too small, but it's there. Okay, and we don't have much option for that. Even we go to properties, can change the properties, but we cannot change. Okay. But we can change the layer here, no, sa properties. But unfortunately, I did not create any layer. Alright, so it's very limited for web and mobile dimension, but one good thing is the app now has already added the dimension options, dimension functions. Before kay wala. So I think this is still our work in progress. In the future update, maybe they're going to add on more functions to our mobile app. Alright, class, that's it. Any question, clarification?